Let's have a little look at how the portfolio fits into the wider strategic and organisational context. Whether the organisation has a portfolio that covers its entire business plan, or whether the portfolio is going to deliver the business plan of a subset like IT or property or manufacturing, it really needs to understand where it fits into the bigger picture. So there are 5 areas that MoP have picked up. Firstly, we've got the programme and project people themselves. So the programme and project environment is how we're going to deliver all the change and build the new capability that's needed to deliver the performance and to achieve the strategic objectives that should be set out in the business plan at some level. BAU is the term that is used in MoP to describe the groups that actually are the reason the organisation exists. So from a personal perspective, I always think it's a little bit demeaning using this term, because it infers sometimes that the portfolio or the programme or the project people are kind of somehow more important, and they're absolutely not. So this is manufacturing operations. It is doing the day job, but it's the day job that keeps the organisation alive and why the organisation exists. Now, all the programme and projects are looking to improve the way the organisation performs, take opportunities for the beneficial improvements in terms of efficiency, effectiveness, etc. And it's where the change happens. So we've got that diagram in MoP that talks about change the business, run the business. So all the PPM people can build up lots of new capability, but where this fizzles out and doesn't achieve benefits is in that transition into business as usual. And so the business usual people need to have a huge amount of say and control in what's going on. So they're absolutely, if anything, the most important business interface that a portfolio has in the organisation. Then we've got the strategic planning. Well, strategic planning at the end of the day is a bunch of ideas about what wants to happen, and hopefully that's linked closely to the business plan or the business strategy, which then becomes a plan. So in effect, these are the people that are saying these are the things we want to achieve over 3, 5, 10, 15 years about where that organisation's going, whether it's a global entity or whether it is a local government. At the other end of it, it kind of needs to know where it wants to be over the next 3 to 5 years. And these are the guys that are going to be looking at the strategic risks and the strategic changes around the organisation that it will need to cope with to survive, cope with or exploit, of course. And the portfolio provides the mechanisms on which you can link the strategic planning to the operational delivery. Strategic plans are wonderful, as are portfolio plans, but ultimately they have to have a budget and resources. So corporate finance and the people and also HR will be important in this. The corporate finance people are how we're going to fund that strategic plan, which in effect becomes the portfolio budget. And then we need to be looking at the HR people about what sort of people do we need to have in this organisation, what are their skills and competencies that we need to have in place. And also we need to think about the supply chain. Can the supply chain cope with the ambition that your organisation has? So if we're recording this in the UK in 2020 at the moment, and if we're looking at the future outside of Brexit, there's a huge amount of aspiration to invest in the UK infrastructure. The big question is, does the UK have the supply chains that enable us to build high speed 2, all the stuff on the roads, all the stuff on the highways, replenish the nuclear power stations? Do we have that capability as a nation to do that? Well, actually, then you consolidate that down into your organisation and think the same way. So have we got the resources and the capability? Do we have the money? Okay, so that's what that area is about. And then finally, we're looking at performance management. Now, Performance management can be part of operations or BAU, yeah, where you're looking at your improvements in the way you manufacture or operate or deliver services through the service centres. Somewhere in an organisation, there should be some sort of performance management group, and that's looking at, are we achieving our monthly, 6 monthly, 12 monthly objectives, or obviously looking into the future as well, whether they're financial, whether they're profit, whether they're utilisation. Performance management is a key element because that links back into the portfolio as well, which says these are the areas that we prioritise. Yeah, because you want to deal with your low performing areas first. However, the sequence of events which the strategic planners want and the performance people want may not be achievable by the BAU people. Therefore, portfolio managers trying to close that gap. Okay, so that's a quick romp around of the MoP view of this world. You may look back, and we've always got to remember when you're looking at this image that MoP is a very abstract concept, talking about a very abstract organisation. So what other organisation you're in, you need to stand back and go, okay, well, here's almost like a checklist of things that we need to think about. It's not actually the things. So you could be, your operations people could be spread across the world. If you're a global organisation, there could be multiple manufacturing facilities around the world that you might want to deal with. And if you're in local government, at the other end of that, you're looking at adult social care and all the other things that a local government does, waste collection, whatever it happens to be. So you need to actually take this and apply it to your environment. It's only an abstract model to help you think about the things you need to think about. Okay, hope you found that useful, and I hope you enjoy the rest of the course.